In this video, we're going to take a look at this product called Attentive. It's attentive.us. It integrates with HubSpot CRM, and essentially they pay attention to your pipeline and they proactively notify your sales team to answer certain questions to make sure your pipeline is always up to date, which is critical. So stay tuned. I'm going to set this up and show you what it looks like after the fact. Hey, this is David with Tech Smart Boss here with another video. We're going to take a look at this integration with HubSpot CRM called Attentive.us. Interesting product. We're going to go through the install and see how this hooks into our HubSpot CRM. They have an interesting proposition that they're going to essentially pay attention to your sales pipeline and kind of get information from your sales team to make sure things are accurate and deals are being processed, and they're going to allow them to do it either through Slack or through HubSpot. So it sounds like this product is going to automate some of that nagging that you have to do as a sales manager to make sure your pipeline is up to date. It's going to include, looks like it's going to create a couple tasks, intelligently create a couple tasks every day for your sales reps to answer to make sure that the all your deals are up to date. So I kind of like the way that sounds. So, it'd be nice for the sales reps to do that without me having to push them. So let's go ahead and try this for free and see what it'll do. And I'm going to record it so you can watch the whole process as I go through it. So let's go ahead and click try for free. Now I've already logged into my HubSpot CRM, so I'm assuming at some point it's going to want to integrate with there it is right there. Wow, that was pretty good. It didn't even ask me to put in any user information at the beginning, which is nice. So let's see, I'm going to say HubSpot. Now it's going to do the OAuth, which is great. Let's take a look at what they're going to be getting access to. So they want access to my user and account information. That makes sense. And they want to read and write to my contacts. Makes perfect sense because they're going to update records and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and grant access to that information. We'll come back and there we are. Perfect. All right. So second step of this onboarding, tweak it to fit your team's needs. Stale deal notifications. Notify me after 3 days. So typically we have a longer deal cycle. I'm going to say a stale deal is anything that you haven't worked on in the last 10 days. So I'm going to increase that a little bit. I'm going to set my time zone to Eastern. And it looks like if you do have multiple pipelines, then that's going to be available there. So that's very nice because, HubSpot CRM lets you do multiple pipelines. So let's go ahead and save those settings. All right. And then we're going to integrate with our Slack. So let's go ahead and do that. And I did not put in my Slack authentication ahead of time. So let's see if I can remember my password for Slack. If not, I'll have to go out there. I'm going to pause this video and go out here and log into Slack. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I got one of those super duper complex passwords. I use Dashlane, if you are familiar with our recommendation on that, to create passwords that you cannot guess if you're looking at this video. So don't even try it. Let's go ahead and authorize our Slack, and that'll add an app. And setting up your account. Thanks for your patience. I'm going to assume that means that my Slack is connected now. So I'm going to close this browser, and I'm going to just refresh this and see if it will show connected on my Slack. Well, it looks like it already finished that process. So it took me out of the onboarding into my account. So it looks like right out of the box, it's pulling in some details about my account, which are pretty interesting. It just went out there and kind of calculated things. Average deal cycle 56 days, which is about right. I always say we have about a 2-month deal cycle. I'm going to blur out some of this information in the video. You won't see it all, but it's a nice dashboard here that shows some information. And what I see right away is there's some actions. So that tells me, and I know that I'm negligent in keeping my deals up to date. So I'm quite sure that they're going to say I've got about, looks like 20 plus actions I've got to take on my deals. Let's click there and see what it's going to do here. So this is what I saw on their web page. It looks like sort of a question type scenario that your sales reps are going to have to go through, each day or when they have deals in their pipeline that need updating. I'm not sure it's every day, but it looks like it says it's asking me questions like likelihood of closing. So that's a common question you want to know constantly from your sales reps. How confident are you that this is going to close? And it looks like it gives you some percentages, and it actually allows you to also to postpone if that deal has gone sideways or is on hold or something like that. I've got a couple deals where I don't have an amount set, so it looks like it's asking me to put in an amount, and that's always a good sign that the deal is not very firm if you don't know how much the deal is worth. And it also is picking up that this is an outdated deal, and it's asking me to set a proper deal stage. And looks like it can also allow me to create a task right here from within their dashboard and add that task on that deal. So that is really nice. And it looks like those well, let's scroll down. I see some more. Looks like there's a. Oh, let's go back over here. I clicked the button accidentally. Looks like it's detecting recurring deals, which is nice. So it wants to know if this is a recurring deal, and in this case, it is a monthly recurring. I might come back and click that. And then it goes through and it asks those same questions of all your accounts. Likelihood of closing, is it outdated? The amount's not set, and is it recurring or not? So let's go ahead and actually try a couple of these features. One, let's go ahead and create a task on this particular deal. And it looks like I can create, just like in HubSpot, I can create a to-do task, and I'll say check on this deal. And I can pick a date, and I want to check on that maybe on Wednesday, and let's create that task. So we'll come into HubSpot and see if it makes that. All right, it says it has. And let's say that this is a recurring deal on a monthly basis. All right, and it just marked that as recurring in my pipeline. So what's nice is I'm seeing tight integration with HubSpot as I do these. Now let's take a look through a couple of these sections on the left-hand bar here. So it's going to go out there and pull in all my deals. Again, I'll blur out a lot of these so you won't necessarily see all the information. Looks like I can click inside a particular deal and answer questions about that, and I can navigate from all the ones I've won and lost and the active deals and things like that. So that's a nice place, and actually it's giving me some visuals here on some questions that I haven't answered. So these are some of these actions. I can also go from this view and start to answer these questions, which is nice. Let's take a look at history. So anything that I do within this application is going to give me a history, like a change log of what it did in HubSpot, which is nice. And the settings gets me back to where I was before. Looks like I did not connect to Slack, so let's go ahead and press that connect button one more time. There we go. Authorize. And let's see if it'll go through and give me an authorization on this point. Okay, so it looks like they've got to do maybe some back end stuff here, saying setting up your account. Thank you for your patience. So I'm assuming that they're going to have to do some of that setup on the back end. So all in all, this looks like it's going to now start to proactively notify my sales team when they have to take actions and answer those questions about things like likelihood of closing, amount not set. And it's going to do some cleanup if there's missing information like the amount of money, if it's missing, if it's been in a deal stage, if you need to change that deal stage or set up a task, and if you close something, you can set it up as recurring. It's going to give me the ability to have my sales team automate that, which is going to be a really nice touch. Now, the last check, I'm going to hop into the CRM and just look at my task list and see if it made that task and what that looks like. So let's hop over there. I'm going to blur out a lot of this. But I just want to see that task. And I see it did make that. Set it for the date that I wanted, associated with the account that I wanted. And it's working with that API perfectly. So a really nice thing. I'm going to play with this some more and see if it brings in any of this information into HubSpot. But it looks like once I get that Slack set up, then I'll be able to get these questions automatically pushed to my sales reps every single day or as often as needed via Slack. So interesting integration. If this is something you're using HubSpot CRM for, I definitely recommend that you take a look at it and check back here. We do videos all the time. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and stay tuned. We'll have more videos and probably do some more on this Attentive.us in the future as well. So stay tuned for that.